Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Rohit Shankar Mane, microbiology scientist from Unimac Healthcare. Actually, my voice was I was not audible, so that's what we have ended the live session. Now this is a new live session we have started. So I was talking about the live streams, what we are doing behalf of Unimac Healthcare. That first live session we had done on the environmental pollution and the different types, how to control and all that stuff. And this is the then second live session we did on the air pollution, their pollutants, what are the sources for the pollutants, and how to measure the air pollutants, how they are responsible for the air pollution. This all stuff we had discussed in the second live session. Now this is our live this is third live session what we are doing now, and here we are going to discuss that can microorganisms cause air pollution. Okay, so here I have a question for you, that microorganisms can cause air pollution or not, right? So basically we know that microorganisms are omnivorous in nature. Omnivorous means they are present everywhere. They are present in the water, they are present in the soil, right? They are present in the air, they are present everywhere. That is what we are always saying, that microorganisms are omnivorous in nature. So these all type of microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, then actinomycetes, algae, viruses, so all type of microorganisms are present in the air, and they are not only present in the air, but also see they are utilizing the carbon source, nitrogen source, whatever present in the air. The basic example what I would like to quote here, the nitrogen fixation. Because see, for the plants are photosynthetic, mostly photosynthetic. All plants are photosynthetic only. But the photosynthetic plant, they require nitrogen fixation. The nitrogen fixation have to fix in the plants. So because of that, the plant growth will happen. Because of that, nutritions will go there. So this all type of nitrogen fixation is carried out by the microorganisms, by the bacteria, called as nitrobacter. So this is the basic and very famous example of bacteria present in the air. Okay. So meanwhile, like if we talk about the can microorganisms cause air pollution or not? So simple answer is there, no. Microorganisms won't cause. They don't cause any air pollution or any type of pollution, even though they are helpful. How they are helpful? So microorganisms are able to reduce the pollution. For example, if we say soil pollution or water pollution, or air pollution also, they are able to reduce the pollution. The example I would like to quote here, the bioremediation. We all are aware about the bioremediation, okay, or biomagnification. These are the some processes. These are the some important methods followed by the microorganisms to reduce the air pollution. So what is the answer for our question, that can microorganisms cause pollution? So answer is no, they won't cause pollution. So for that purpose, there are different types of microorganisms present in the environment, and they are able to reduce the pollution. So we are going to see the examples of different types of microorganisms one by one. The first example is a bacteria. So bacteria is the famous and easily available example of microorganisms. These bacteria are present in the water, they are present in the air, they are present in the soil, they are present everywhere. They are omnivorous. So if you talk about the bacteria are microscopic in nature. We can't see with our naked eyes. The bacteria, see on my hand, how much bacteria are there here, I can't tell you. So for that purpose, I have to do the microscopic analysis. Then and then only I can conclude that okay, this much type of microorganisms are there on my hand. So that is what bacteria, all type of bacteria, all type of microorganisms are microscopic in nature. We can't see these all type of microorganisms with our naked eye. So bacteria is the first and very best example of microorganisms. Those are required for the removal of air pollution, right? So if you talk about the bacteria, the example is endospore forming bacteria. These bacteria are mostly involved in the bioremediation, their biomagnification or bioleaching process. Means what? The removal of pollution. If you want to remove pollution from your environment, then this type of bacteria majorly used, like endospore forming bacteria. Okay, if you talk about the bacteria, they are only produced by some bacteria only, for example Bacillus and Clostridium genera. Because each cell produces only one endospore, the spore forms cannot be used for the reproduction. Because endospore is such a structure, this structure is used for the bioremediation, biomagnification and the bioleaching process. Totality, what I am trying to tell you that these bacteria are used to reduce the any type of pollution. Now see, if you want to grow the bacteria on the media, then what we have to do? Simply we have to prepare a media. Nutrient agar media is a basic media which is used for the isolation or for the growth of microorganism or bacteria. So we have to prepare a media, we have to prepare plates. Then simply we have to spread a sample. We have to spread or we have to streak sample. Then after 24 hours, the bacteria will come there. Bacteria will grow there on the media. So that is what we can grow bacteria on our media, and the colonies on the media plate, the colonies will come, the bacterial colonies will come. So that bacterial colonies we can observe under the microscope. So that is what the isolation of microorganisms or the bacteria we can do. If we are talking about the different types of bacteria, the first example will come Micrococcus species. Now see, the Micrococcus species are human shaped microorganisms and are brought about by the ordinary shade of skin. These Micrococcus species are already present on our skin. We can isolate this type of microorganisms from our skin. It is found in spaces of higher tendon thickness and additionally deficient ventilation. If you have very less ventilation in your area, like for example, if you take the closed what we can say rooms like kitchen in big hotels, right, or we can say like storage areas in big industries, this type of areas are mostly ventilation won't be available there, right? So this type of area comprises the Micrococcus species. Typically, these microorganisms are taken out through ventilation frameworks or cleaning methods like wiping or vacuuming. So, this type of microorganisms are mostly isolated from the area where the ventilation is not available. Now, second type of bacteria which is available or which is responsible to reduce the pollution, known as Bacillus species. Now, see, this Bacillus species is also present everywhere. This species is present in the air, in the water, in the soil, and on our skin also, on our body also this species is present. So we can isolate this Bacillus species from this all type of sources. Okay. Next is a Staphylococcus species. Now see, Staphylococcus species is also present in the air, water, soil and our skin. We can isolate this Staphylococcus species from this all type of sources. Now this Staphylococcus aureus is the best example of Staphylococcus species, and this microbe is a very medically important microbe. It should not involve concern except if it is the prevailing settlement found on the air or surface, examples in the indoor climate. So this type of bacteria, Staphylococcus aureus, is mostly present in the where the ventilation is very less, closed rooms. Like I gave example, storage rooms or kitchen in big hotels, in apartments, or lifts. Mostly lifts are closed in the condition, right? So from these all type of sources we can isolate the Staphylococcus aureus. The next example is the gram-positive bacteria. Now see, there are two types of bacteria, gram-positive and gram-negative. Now gram-positive bacteria means what? These bacteria are mostly observed under the microscope with the help of gram staining, right? Meaning this bacteria is and this type of bacteria we can isolate from the air, from soil, from food, from our skin. Next is gram-negative bacteria. See, these gram-negative bacteria are also we can isolate from the air, water and soil. And these gram-negative bacteria are important for the reduction of air pollution. Because if we see the air pollution. Mostly the air pollution occurs because of primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants. And the primary pollutants are directly coming from the sources, and the secondary pollutants are results of the reactions of primary pollutants, right? So we have to think that which type of microorganisms or which type of bacteria we can use for the reduction of pollution. We are aware about the biogeochemical cycles like carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, sulfur cycle, no? Or we can say sulfur reduction, right? So these all cycles indicates that pollution is mostly reduced by the microorganisms, right? Because nowadays we are having different types of techniques, but we don't have any proper solution, or we don't have any 100% solution to remove the air pollution or to remove the pollution. So this type of microorganism, this type of bacteria are mostly helpful to reduce the pollution. Okay, so these were the all examples of the bacteria. Now next example of microorganism is the fungi, or we can say fungal spores. Now see, these fungi are also present everywhere on the earth. Means they are present in the water, they are present in the soil, they are present in the air, they are present in our skin also. Now fungi are mostly, they are spores. They are able to produce spores. Now spores means nothing but what? These are the small structures which are helpful to give birth of another fungi. Means if one fungi is producing spores, so from that spores, another fungi will get generated. Another fungi will get take birth. So for that purpose, spores are important, and these all fungi produces spores during their growth. If you see the fungi growth cycle, they are in different phases. Like when they grows during their life, they produce different types of spores, and the different types of spores will spread everywhere. Like see, we are seeing the bread. On the bread, the black spot will come on the bread, right? If we keep bread for longer time or expire the bread, if we take on bread, one black spot will come. That black spot is nothing but what? It is a fungi. It is a fungal structure. So this fungi produces spores, and the spores will spread in the air. And see, because of that, what happens? The air pollution will decrease. But here one disadvantage is there. Because of this spreading of spores, disease will spread, because air is one of the important source for the spreading of diseases. Because when we cough, when we sneeze, and if you are like having some disease, having some respiratory problem, having some respiratory disease, and if you are coughing and sneezing in the air without taking any precautions, then the same disease will spread from one person to another person via air. So air is a very basic source or basic link to spread the disease, right? So the fungal spores are most best example. They are present in the air, and they are very much helpful for the reduction of pollution. Now see, conidia are a kind of spore shaped by asexual proliferation. Now see, there are two types of generation or proliferation happens in the fungi, asexual and the sexual. Okay, so the conidia are the best example of asexual proliferation, and these conidia are helpful for the spreading purpose, and at the same time these fungi are helpful for the reduction of pollution. The spores of normal form parasites, for example, Penicillium aspergillus. Now see, the fungi like Penicillium and Aspergillus, they are present in the air. Now we are aware about the penicillin antibiotic, and this penicillin antibiotic was the first antibiotic discovered by the Alexander Fleming, right? The first antibiotic discovered by Alexander Fleming from the fungi known as penicillium, right? And that penicillin was used in the World War I. So that is what the importance of antibiotic is coming from ancient time, and nowadays we are having plenty of antibiotics in our hand, and this all type of fungi are majorly known for the antibiotic production. Okay, next example is the viruses. Now see, Nowadays we are seeing like corona. Corona is the virus. Since 2020, we are suffering or going through the corona, right? So corona is a very different type of virus, very emerging virus of what we know. But at the same time, these all type of viruses are present in the air, and they are helpful for the reduction of pollution. Now, how they are helpful for the reduction of air pollution or pollution? Because see, if you see the chemical structure of each and every microorganisms, they are made from different types of proteins. They are made from different type of carbohydrates. Okay, they are having fats. They are having different types of magnetosomes in their body, right? If you see the virus structure, especially, they are having different types of proteins, right? So basically, these bacteria, these fungi are made up of different types of proteins, and that is what they are used in the different type of processes to reduce the pollution. And one more thing, how they reduce the pollution, right? This is the question, how they reduce the pollution. So basically, see, why we are eating? Because we are getting hungry. So why we are getting hungry? Because our body needs food. So we are a multicellular organism. So we have multi cells in our body, and for each and every cell, food is required. That is what we have to eat. But at the end, we have to think what we have to eat. We have to eat very healthy food. Then and then only healthy food will go in our body, and then only we can digest it, the healthy food, and then only our cells will get healthy food, right? Like this only, this all type of microorganisms present in the air, and they are eating all type of the pollutants like carbon source, nitrogen source, right? These all type of microorganisms present in the air, they are eating all type of sources, all type of pollutants for their own purpose. Okay, and that's how they are surviving in the air. Sorry. Among those that show the most noteworthy opposition are those with encompassed nucleocapsid, for example, flu infections. See, we are talking about the viruses, and there are different types of infections caused by the viruses. Among infections without wrapped nucleocapsids, enteroviruses exhibit a moderately high opposition. Obviously, other than the recently referred as safe structures, the air is additionally involved by more delicate cells and infections. Right, just now I told you about the coronavirus, right? We have suffered through corona since 2 to 3 years. That is what the structure or the importance of virus, we know that. Now next example is the bioaerosols. Now see, the bioaerosols are the microorganisms in air occur in the form of colloidal system. Every colloid is a system where inside the dispersion medium, particles of dispersed phase occur whose size is halfway between the molecules and particles visible with the naked eye. See, what are the bioaerosols? Bioaerosols means these are made up from microorganisms. What are the microorganisms present in the air? From these microorganisms, bioaerosols are prepared, and these bioaerosols are visible with our naked eye. In the case of biological aerosols, it's the air. See, bioaerosols means what? Nothing but the microorganisms and the air. The combination of microorganisms and the air. This is what we say as a bioaerosols. However, it is quite rare to have microbes independently occurring in the air. Just now I told you microorganisms are totally reliant or totally dependent on the air because they are getting food from the air. Right? If air is not having any type of pollutant, right, primary or secondary pollutant, then microorganisms won't get food. So microorganisms are totally reliant on the air. Usually they are bound with the dust particles or liquid droplets. Thus, the particles of the bioaerosols often exceed microorganisms in the size and may occur in two phases, dust phase and the droplet phase. The dust particles are usually larger than the droplets and they settle faster. The difference in their ability to penetrate the respiratory tract is independent. on the size of the particles. The number of microorganisms associated with one dust particle is greater than in the droplet phase. Okay, so these are the some examples of bacteria helpful for the reduction of air pollution. I am going to recall it again. First example is a bacteria. Here we have discussed about the endospore forming bacteria like Clostridium pseudomonas, then Micrococcus species, Bacillus species, Staphylococcus, gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria we have discussed. Second example was fungal spores, then viruses and the bioaerosols. So these are the best examples of microorganisms present in the air and required for the air pollution or reduce the air pollution. So this is all about the today's live session, that can microorganisms cause air pollution or not? So simple is no. Answer is no. Microorganisms won't cause air pollution. Usually they help to reduce the air pollution or any type of pollution. So if you have any question, you can comment on the same line, and we are going to answer you, and we are going to post this all answers on our page. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot guys for joining us on live stream. In upcoming session we are going to discuss on new topic which will be very interesting. So thanks a lot. Yeah.